Hey everybody, it's your boy Bunneh3000 and I'm here with Gaming Precision to give you guys my best of 2014. So, ladies and gentlemen, there were a lot of great games that came out in 2014. As I bought my Xbox One on launch day, I had very, very low expectations for the games that were going to come out. I wasn't really expecting to really be thoroughly, what's the word I'm looking for? To be thoroughly enthused about some of the releases that were coming out in 2014. I really didn't see myself pre-ordering anything, even though I did pre-order a couple of games. I wasn't looking forward to Call of Duty. I wasn't looking forward to the new Dragon Age. There was a lot of different things. So why don't we get into the things that I did get into, end up playing all year, and the things that I did enjoy. So first up, NBA 2K15. Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the one game of the year that I was really looking forward to, saying, look, I'm definitely getting this game. It doesn't matter what's going on. Despite all the, NBA Live hype that was getting ready to, that was building up and, seeing little vids and everything, I had a very good feeling that NBA Live wasn't going to be good. But I was 100% certain that NBA 2K was going to be the game for me. I mean, just look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 2014 was in my mind, mainly because, I don't know, there was just something about 2014 that just didn't do the trick. 2015, I can honestly say that it was probably a little bit of a disappointment. I was looking for a little bit more in the way of, historical or legend play, maybe some best of teams that you'd really be able to put into the regular franchise mode. They did add the GM mode. They improved the My Team mode, which is more like the Madden Ultimate Team mode. That does work a bit better. They had a little bit less problem with their servers when it first came on, but in the end, NBA 2K15, after they did updates and patches, is really just the top line NBA game on any system, basically. The one disappointment that I did have was, how on the older 2K games they had like the Jordan mode or the LeBron mode or something like that. I really wish they had done something similar to that, and they continued that with the whole 2K line in 2K15. It didn't really happen, but, the game's still there. It's a great sim. It is what it is. So now we're going to move on to Titanfall. I was buzzed about this, but as most of my friends know, anything that has really big mechs in it, or even though they call them Titans, I'm all for. Titanfall was kind of a mixed bag. So you can kind of see me here. I'm playing the new mode that they have called Frontier Defense, which is more of a horde mode than it is anything else. But that was the big issue. When this game came out, there was just such a lack of content. The multiplayer, it's fun, it's fast, it's new, it looks great, it plays great. But you know how it is. You start playing multiplayer, it's like, dude, we need something more, or you get tired of the people, or you get tired of the maps, and then of course you got to pay for maps. Titanfall it didn't quite hold everyone's attention more than about a year. It's very good. I don't see this game being an exclusive for the Xbox One next year because, it's a good start. Honestly, this game felt like a beta for what could be coming up in coming up with Titanfall 2. I'm really, really hoping that they surprise us and they end up with Titanfall 2 coming out holiday season 2015. So far, nothing's been announced, but I definitely see this as a cross-platform game. Not cross-platform, but, multiple platforms being able to play. So, Titanfall, good game. It definitely spawned that new movement for first-person shooters that it seems like every game nowadays is going to have. But it's definitely a great start for Sledgehammer. Well, not for Sledgehammer, I'm sorry, for Respawn Entertainment. Of course, the real big surprise for myself, which ended up being my personal game of the year, was Shadow of Mordor. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not too much that I can't say about this game. It started off being something that I was like, oh, this will be cute. It plays just like Assassin's Creed, so I'll probably have a little bit of fun with it and be done with it. But this game managed to take a good system and improve on it and make it fun. And the story is great. I'm certain you guys probably seen my review and everything for this game, as well as my Game of the Year video that I made for this. But definitely Shadows of Mordor was a surprise. It's fun. I definitely am going to get some DLC so I can play this more. And I hope they figure out a way to either do a sequel with this or something of that nature, because this game and the Nemesis system is fantastic. They should really put this in two more games. But Shadows of Mordor, excellent game, big surprise, and definitely a game that I'll be playing for quite some time. I'm not giving this game away. Here's a slight surprise for all you gamers out there. For the longest, when I had my 360, I played this little game here by Undead Labs called State of Decay. They managed to keep pulling me back in over and over again with this, I guess you could say, strategy third-person view that looks and plays a bit more like old favorite games like Mercenaries and Red Faction Guerrilla. You're allowed to switch in between survivors, so you scavenge, you get stuff, and they added a DLC that you can see me playing here called Lifeline, which is basically it's another survivor rescue type of mode that they added, and it's interesting because the difficulty in this DLC is top notch. Where the original game was a little bit easy, Lifeline added just the right difficulty to add a lot of replayability to this game. After playing the original part of the game, you would think playing as the military with a whole lot of weapons, ammunition, artillery, and a whole bunch of other stuff would give you an unfair advantage over, the massive hordes of zombies that you're after. But I found myself dying repeatedly, getting in a lot of trouble. And that's the thing. When you've got soldiers in this game, it's hard to find more. So, you lose a soldier, you're in it deep because you're really not going to find too many more soldiers. But it's a great game. It's a game that I am waiting to come to the Xbox One because I'm looking forward to playing it, hopefully with better graphics as well as better features, maybe even some more content. So all of you zombie lovers out there, State of Decay is definitely one of those games that'll keep you playing for a while, especially if you aren't particularly into playing first-person shooters and you want a little bit more of a resource management kind of action game. The stamina plays in really, really well, and it really adds difficulty to all the combat and everything. So check it out, State of Decay and the DLC Lifeline. Now for my really big surprise of the year, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is definitely one of those games that I had to get after watching a bit of a video and some multiplayer gameplay that was in an announcement, I think at Gamescom. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is just one of those games that finally got the formula right after a few lackluster efforts. These exosuits that are in this game add a nice layer of strategy to the game. They add a nice little slide that helps you with moving, these boosts and everything that are kind of reminiscent of Titanfall actually work very well with the speed that Call of Duty is definitely known for. You add in all of the new customizations and views that you can, not views, but soldier customizations to have your guys look different, put different skins on your soldier, all of the different loot that you can get from the various supply drops, which actually enhance the existing guns that are there. Say maybe slightly faster KF5, as you see here. This one, it's not an attachment. It's actually a loot-based gun that you get from supply drops that just have abilities that are already permanent on the gun through usage. So it's definitely a big surprise for myself. I find myself playing this pretty much like I used to play Black Ops 2. The multiplayer it's just there. You know, it's where Call of Duty really needs to be. So it has a lot of people excited about it again. Whereas Ghost was slow, the AI in it wasn't very good, and it just wasn't a good game. The single player also is definitely something that people were excited about as well. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily the best, I've seen in a long time, but it's definitely one of the best in the Call of Duty franchise, which isn't necessarily known for having superb single player modes. But this is the very first one that Sledgehammer Games has made. Whereas I think Black Ops, I can't remember which developer makes Black Ops, but that Black Ops probably has the best single player story mode of all of the different Call of Duty games. So yes, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is definitely one of those 2014 games that if you haven't gotten into, it's a pretty safe bet. It's definitely a good game. Definitely. Moving on to yet another surprise that I wasn't expecting to really want or get. Dragon Age Inquisition. This game managed to bring back the heyday of role-playing games that the very first one had, yet added the action and the story, the really great storytelling that BioWare is always known for, in a way that has just brought a lot of Dragon Age fans back to the game. This game is massive. There's so much to do, so much to get into. The combat, as you can see here, can be done in a variety of different ways. You can stop it. You can play it. As you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, there's the little action icons that as you use or switch in between each one of your characters, you can use all of their special abilities and attacks. You upgrade them as they go up levels by doing the exact same thing. And it's just one of those games that that you're going to spend hundreds of hours on. I wouldn't go so far as to say that this game is better than Skyrim, but me personally, I love playing in RPG parties rather than by myself. So this is a nice, I guess you could say, diversion from the whole Skyrim um, strategy, where it's basically first person and it's just you going on the adventure. So Dragon Age is BioWare's first move into next gen, and I can definitely see BioWare doing something fantastic when it comes down to Mass Effect. So I know that's probably going to be their next game, but I'm predicting that Mass Effect probably isn't going to drop maybe until 2016, if not 17. So Dragon Age Inquisition, great role-playing game. If you're into that sort of thing, you should definitely check it out. The graphics on it aren't necessarily as beautiful as you would. I would say the graphics for the character models aren't necessarily as beautiful as you would expect, but it is still great. It is still beautiful. It's still one of those great role-playing games that you should definitely play. And here we go. Destiny. This is going to be my little rant on Destiny. It is not the game that I was really looking for. As you can see here, these little jump ships are a part of the game, but to me it seems like these jump ships are more a part of the loading screens. That's just the beginning of the heartburn that I have with Destiny. Destiny is an MMO FPS RPG game that's really an experiment that Bungie had, and they were hoping that Destiny is really going to be the World of Warcraft for consoles. I fear that is not really going to be the case. Destiny just doesn't quite have the oomph or the size or the scope that you would really hope a game of this nature would have. There's just something about Destiny. It has no personality. The enemies remind you of stuff that you've either seen or shot in either Halo or in Mass Effect. Your character models, they aren't very original. So, as you go along, even if you create your character, they all look the same. The character classes, they aren't necessarily even very distinctive from each other. They don't look any different. They really don't play any different. The weapons you use are all the same. I don't know. Destiny's just missing something. Probably a big part of what it's missing, like I said before, is scope. The story just isn't that great. The combat is there. I mean, it's playable. The loot system, I don't want to say loot system's broken, but it's not interesting. It's not really fun to me. So I got duped. This was probably the second game that I pre-ordered for the year, and I got like the big collector's edition, and that was a problem. So Destiny was a disappointment, but I play it. And of course, my default game that I always play, Battlefield. I know there's a decent number of people that were upset when this game came out because it didn't play very well. The servers were broken, but I'm here to tell you they fixed it. The DLC is fun. The game itself runs smooth. The servers are good. They added good modes to it. It's got a lot of great modes. The maps are great size. Now that it's on next gen systems, you'll actually be able to play with 64 people at a time. So Battlefield, it's big in scope again. You've got the commander mode, which I love, back again. To me, I think this brings Battlefield back to its old glory of Battlefield 2. So I'm definitely going to be playing this game. I love this game. And I feel I'm pretty good at this game. But we will definitely see how they decide to actually continue supporting this game, because I heard that they are going to continue supporting this game. So, DICE, thank you very much. Battlefield is going to stay in my repertoire for quite some time. Please continue to add to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is Bunneh3000's Best of 2014, and I hope you enjoyed it. There are a lot of good games that are coming up in 2015, and I'm really hoping that we are pleasantly surprised. I'm awaiting games like Evolve, Halo 5, of course, which I'm playing the beta for right now. We'll see how Halo 5 turns out. I'll save that for an impressions at a later date. But for now, this is your boy Bunneh3000, Gaming Precision, Geek Swag. Go check us out, people, ladies and gentlemen. And until then, I'll see you guys another time. Later.